Hey, this is Dave from Chaos Guitars, and this is...
Rosie, your Duchess of Chaos.
And this is Chaos Theory. Today on Chaos Theory, we're going to talk to you about something a little more serious than we normally do. We always kind of goof around and whatever. We're going to talk to you about death. Maybe not death, but kind of...
Yeah, it's death.
Yeah, it's death.
It's death.
Coming to the end of things. We all have had people pass away. You get older, you start losing people, friends and family and everything. And I'm starting to realize that you're never prepared. And look, our whole thing with this is, the plan is there is no plan. And
Doesn't work here.
doesn't work in this case.
You need a plan.
Yeah.
If you don't have a plan, make a plan.
Yeah.
Get a
have
plan.
lived my life pretty much unwillingly or not knowingly by that motto, because I've never, other than music, I've never had a plan. I don't think. And I just kind of winged it, and it worked. And then we started...
You got lucky.
I got lucky. And then we start coming to this time when I start getting older and I watch people around me and I start to think, shit, I got to figure something out.
Shit's about done got real.
Yeah. So, I've always said, take the time to let the people you care about know you care about them, because realistically you could step outside your house tomorrow and get hit by a plane or a blimp. That'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind going that way. That'd be kind of cool. What happened to him?
On our next 5 and 5, top 5 ways you'd like to die.
Hey, that's a good one. A blimp fell out of the sky and landed on Dave in his front yard. But anyway, so, you have to, and people forget that in everyday life. You work, you have kids, you have a wife or a husband, or you have so much shit going on in life that you forget about the friend you haven't talked to in a month. You forget about the person you used to work with that meant so much to you at that time when you worked with them. Sometimes your work family becomes
Your real family.
Yeah, it becomes people you see more than your real family. I know a lot of times in most of my jobs, my work, people I worked with, I saw more than my regular family. So, and you there's certain people you'll find that you become friendly with and that you get along with and you want to stay in touch with them. And then you move on or they move on to something new and you lose contact. And life moves on. But there's no reason you shouldn't make the effort to reach out and, every once in a while. And I kind of got off track there, but you got to have a plan, because I watch friends and I watch family and I watch something dramatic happen in somebody's life and they go off the rails. And we both have, Rosie and I have seen it time and time again with friends of ours and family members, and we try to help, we step in and we try to help, and a lot of times you can't, and you just have to watch that person go off the rails and hope that it doesn't end bad.
Yeah.
sometimes there just isn't anything you can do, and it sucks. And it got me thinking. Not that either of us are off the rails, but
We're off the rails, but in a totally different
totally
direction.
different way.
Yeah.
But if I leave here tomorrow, she's left with all of this and wouldn't necessarily have a clue as to what to do with a lot of it.
Yeah, we kind of have heated discussions about it every now and then.
Yeah, and we shouldn't come
It shouldn't
to that.
be heated. It should just be, let's just sit down and take the time and.
I can give you a good example. We have these discussions where she'll say, "Why can't you just, as you're doing this, just write this down and just keep track of this?" And I get frustrated because I'm like, "Well, I'm doing this and this and this and this at the same time, and now you want me to add more and write this down, and I don't have time for that. And there's not enough time in the day for either of us for all the stuff we do." And I look back, and I'll tell you what made me realize all of this, because I'm getting to that. But I look back now and I think I understand why she says that, because there has to be a way for her to be able to straighten shit out if something happens. And I didn't realize it until recently when somebody I work with passed away. And I got to tell you, it sucks, because they were a really cool guy, and it was an unfortunate circumstance, and it left everybody very upset, and everybody loved this person, and
Nobody anticipated.
right. It was kind of nuts. Nobody thought about it.
Yeah.
And now I realize why she does this, because he was the only person in that particular job. That position was a position that absolutely had to be filled quickly. The next in line for that just happened to be me. So I stepped up and took that position, knowing I was pretty much going in blindly, not knowing. Now, him and I had worked together throughout my time there so far, off and on, and I helped him with a lot of stuff, and he showed me a lot of stuff, so I had a pretty good idea of a lot of the stuff, but still, there's no documentation, and I'm sure he had it, and he had his way. Him and I were a lot.
Are you sure?
Him and I
He
were
really
a lot
had
alike.
it.
Him and I were a lot alike, because I know exactly what goes on here. When she can't see it, I'm like, you just do. I don't understand why you don't understand it. Why you just do this? You just do this. You just do this. And
I do the same to him too, with stuff.
It's funny, because there's at work there's this workbench, and you pull these two big drawers out, and there's got to be, I kid you not, the drawers are probably about this wide each, about this deep, and probably about 2.5 inches deep, and they are filled to the brim with nuts, bolts, screws, all from stuff that has been taken apart or replaced or whatever. No rhyme or reason to any of it. Nothing organized, all just thrown in there. And I guarantee you that he knew if he needed something, he knew where to go for it. But then I walk in there and I'm like, oh my God, what is this? And I have no clue. And now I understand that's what it's like for her, because she doesn't know the way I do things. I didn't know the way he did things. I have to go back to thinking SOP way, where I have to make a procedure in some form that she can then sort things out. You have to do that for your family, for your kids, for your whoever's going to have to follow through and sort through your shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you, I don't have much. I got rid of a lot of stuff throughout the years with divorce and everything else. The only thing I have is music related for the most part. But even with the little bit I have, there's a lot of shit to sort out. So people with a normal life, people that own a house and people that own multiple cars and people that own a lot of stuff, you're leaving a lot of shit for somebody to sort through. You're leaving, think of your passwords alone.
Ugh.
We share, well, she has most of my stuff because it's linked with other things.
You have
But
some of mine too.
I couldn't tell you anything of yours, but that doesn't matter. It's besides the point.
Okay.
But
Well, have
to have.
That's the difference. I write stuff down because I won't remember things. So he shares things with me and I write it down, and that's the only reason why.
And that would be able to be, I could find that.
Yeah.
Because it's physically written down, where I don't have that, so she wouldn't find anything.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem where I'm at work, is that a lot of the stuff that he did was on his computer, his personal computer, I think, and it's not there. And a lot of the stuff, what was written down was just like for him. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So that kind of triggered, in life, to take it away from a work environment. In life, if I think of my life as my job, she can't step in and do my life without some kind of direction, and vice versa. So you got to have some kind of plan. You got to leave something, leave clues, leave something behind that people can at least find your shit and track what they need to, find what they need to. Insurances and
policy numbers, phone numbers.
You got to have something.
Dates.
It's, I know, anybody probably under 45 now is like, click, fuck this. This is fucking boring. I didn't want this shit. I wanted to talk about guitars or talk about whatever. But seriously, it's a tremendous hassle. And unfortunately for a lot of people, it's too late for them to do anything about. But fortunately, some of the people maybe involved with them, like me, it kind of hit home. And it kind of made me realize maybe it's time, a little late in life, but maybe it's time to start documenting things a little better,
Yeah.
And you have to I have trust issues, not necessarily with Rose, but we both have trust issues because of our past. So to open up with all of our information in our life to somebody is not an easy thing to do. So, but give that some thought. Make sure you have a will.
Take an inventory. Even, it's a side note. It's a total side shoot here. Take an inventory of what you have. Just go into a room and take your phone, take a video, and take an inventory of what's in that room. Because you also never know when natural disasters happen. Tornadoes, hurricanes, even though you get like a little more heads up on them. But a fire in your house.
Theft.
Those sort of things happen. And yes, there's insurance for stuff like that. But if you can't prove to the insurance people that you had the stuff, how do you get restoration on it?
Yeah.
How do you just get, maybe a tiny little bit of money for it? Or how do you get to replace it? So,
yeah,
you can't replace people.
Right.
But knowing what those in your life and those you care about, what they have and how to access those things in the event that they're no longer here, save you a lot of headache. It really will, because you're already going to have a shit day.
Yep. That's for sure.
And in the middle of that shit, if there's something that can make it go a little bit easier, you'll be thankful.
we have. I wanted to do something. Chaos Guitars wanted to do something. Rosie and I talked about it. Of course, I have to. I always say we. I always say I wanted to. I. But realistically, it's got to go through her because I don't own the company. But I have this very bad habit of saying my company and everything else, but it really isn't.
But I trust him when he makes
There's
most
that trust thing.
most
That's a fault of hers.
decisions. Not all. Most.
Meanwhile, I wanted to do something maybe to help out the family of the guy from work who passed away, and I haven't okayed it with them yet or anything. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. I may just do it and then just send them a check or something. I don't know. But my plan was to take something that we had on hand and do some work to it and auction it, and then whatever we get for it, everything, every cent of it goes to them. It's not going to be a ton of money, I know, but it's something. It's more than I can hand them out of my pocket, which it's something. It makes me feel a little better. I know they're probably struggling. I don't know a whole lot about his family other than I think he may have been like, I don't know if his wife worked or if she was part-time or whatever, but I know they had quite a few kids and they had grandkids, and I know everybody's very upset. So we decided to take our Telecaster. I don't know if you guys saw the review on the Glary Telecaster. You can grab it if you want. And do some work to it. And make it pretty cool. So this is what it looks like now. And we're going to finish it up, auction it off, hopefully get as much as we possibly can for it. And all of that money will go over everything I have in it. I'm not taking anything back out of it. It's all gonna go to the family. It's got the cowhide covered pick guard. Everything's been copper clad with our Faraday cage system. It's got, I have an original Fender bridge pickup that I wanted to put in it, but that pickup doesn't fit in that cavity, and I didn't want to get into extensive modification because of time. It's got the string trees up top, the hold downs on the headstock. We swapped out for a sheriff's star because we were doing the whole cowboy theme, just because it fit that guitar for no other reason than it fit that guitar. There's neck work's been done. The neck's got a nice smooth neck on it. It's got the Chaos Speed neck modification done to it. It's got one other really cool option that I really like, and if you want to give me this and go on the bench over there between the points of the V, you'll see the other piece. It's got the skull here, which I really liked, but I had another idea and I couldn't figure out what to do with it. Rosie will show you the other piece. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool if you could just do both, right? So what I did is we embedded some magnets. Wish I could see. So part of getting old is not being able to see crap. We embedded some rare earth magnets in the guitar, and we put some metal studs on the back of both these pieces, so you can swap out whatever piece you want. They're not coming off. They stay on very well. They sit flush, just like it was meant to be there. So you can have the horseshoe with the star, or you can have the skull. You get them both. You get them both with the guitar. So everything you see here, you get. It'll come set up strong, ready to go, ready to rip. And I'll probably, if I have a soft case for it, I'll throw that in. I don't know if I have one yet. I won't be able to get one in time. So if I have a gig bag, it may just be a gig bag, a cheap gig bag, but I'll try to get something with it. And if we need to ship it, then you'll pay shipping, obviously, but it'll all be included in the auction, and we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. But I'll put some posts out and everything when it's time to look into the auction thing. It'll probably be eBay. We can't do much more than an auction at this point because of time and because of we can't. I forget what the Pennsylvania laws are with raffles and things like that, but it's too involved. So
it's game of chance license and stuff like that.
And it gets into I want something that we can say, okay, it went for $400. I can take that $400 and it can go right to the family. I don't want people getting their grubby mitts in it and taking, well, I want this percentage and I want this percentage. It's bad enough eBay's going to take a percentage and PayPal or whoever. Everybody's got their fucking hands in everything. Yeah. Take your hands out of this one because this is more important.
Needs to go to the family. So
that's that. So that's this episode of the non-funny, too serious, old people chaos theory. Get off my lawn. It's about what I feel like right now. But thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Leave your comments
down below.
This is probably our last chaos theory because everybody's like, fuck that shit. That sucked. Now I'm depressed.
No. Don't be depressed.
I'm depressed.
Don't be depressed.
I'm depressed myself.
Seriously. This is an awesome guitar, and this is your chance at hopefully doing some really good with whatever you choose to send its way. So
yeah,
we'll keep our fingers crossed for that one, that we can happily bless the family who really kind of needs it right now, and that you, whoever gets it, gets a really awesome guitar made by Chaos Guitars, and it's one of a kind. So I'm not going to find another one like this.
Yep. But you saw a review on it, and it's a great guitar. I'm not going to bullshit you on that. And when I do something to guitars, I don't do shit. So you're getting something great.
Yep.
So there you go. Thanks for joining us. Leave your comments, all that good stuff. Send everybody you know over to YouTube here and tell them to subscribe because our subscribers have stopped. So let's start this again.
Move them back up. Subscribe.
Yeah, let us know it's worth continuing on with because it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort.
Hit the bell.
Yep.
Like and share.
Like and share. Smash. What did they say? Smash the. Whatever. I don't watch YouTube much.
God.
Whatever. I'll put some sound clips in there.
Do it.
Thanks for following us. Thumbs up. What the fuck ever.
Subscribe now.
Make sure you like this video and subscribe.
Fuck yeah, you're an awesome motherfucker. Thanks for the follow, bro.
Leave a like and subscribe.
Just hit the subscribe button and hang out. Thanks. Later.